delighted to take a few questions from people.
The first question will be from Michael Gordon of the New York Times.
Sir, the sanctions imposed on Russia because of its annexation of Crimea and intervention in eastern Ukraine have taken a toll on the Russian economy, but they haven't changed Russian behavior. As you just underscored, the Russian government continues to send heavy arms to separatists in Ukraine and has troops in eastern Ukraine. So if the goal is to dissuade the Russians from intervening in Ukraine, the policy appears to have failed. Is the United States willing to consider providing defensive arms, including lethal weapons, to Ukraine to deter Russian-backed separatists from carrying out further attacks? And if not, why not? And lastly, Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu has fired his Justice and Finance Minister and called for early elections. Have you spoken with the Israeli Prime Minister, and does this dash or help any remaining hopes of restarting the peace process? What are the implications for the region? Thank you.
Well, Michael, to answer the first part of your question, with respect to sanctions and Russia, sanctions historically take a little while. You can see that in South Africa with apartheid. You can see it in other instances where sanctions have been brought to bear, Iran and the negotiations that are taking place today with respect to nuclear program. But over time, sanctions have an ability to work. And if you look at what is happening in Russia today, I think there was an announcement today in the newspapers that Russia has declared formally it will be in recession next year. I believe President Putin has scheduled a speech to talk to the people of Russia sometime in the next days. And the early readout is that that may be addressing some sort of economic plans to deal with the problems in Russia. The ruble is at the lowest level in history, I believe, measured against the euro since its introduction in 1991 or so. And clearly, the economy is feeling the impact of these sanctions. So I just completely and totally disagree with any premature assumption that it has failed. Has it changed the behavior to date? No. But that is not a statement that it can't yet or won't, or that there aren't opportunities to move in a different direction. Now, let me make it clear, and I want this to be very, very clear to Russia, to President Putin, to the Russian people. We do not want to be in this situation where the only choice available other than violence, engaging in combat, in order to change illegal international behavior, is to inflict a broad-based sanction on any country, on any people. Obviously, some people get hurt by that who are innocent bystanders to the policy choices that are being made. But no one can stand by and watch while territorial sovereignty of a smaller nation is violated by a large and powerful nation and not uphold the international standards of law and of behavior that have been in place ever since World War II. These norms and standards matter. And that is why those steps have been taken, not by one country, but by the entire EU and other countries who have joined together in this effort in order to make it clear that you cannot condone that kind of breach of behavior. Now, good faith efforts have been made to come to the table and try to find a different path. I was personally engaged with the EU High Representative Cathy Ashton and with the Foreign Minister of Russia, Sergei Lavrov, and with the Foreign Minister of Ukraine. And we went to Geneva, and we came up with a Geneva Agreement. And within days, the Geneva Agreement was broken, not adhered to, and the opportunity for an off-ramp from this confrontation was not taken. Subsequently, there have been many other meetings. Foreign Minister of France, Foreign Minister of Germany have met with the Foreign Minister of Russia and others. There have been the Minsk agreements. The Minsk agreements have not been implemented. So I said a moment ago that Russia has the opportunity to make a very different choice. And we are prepared, as others are prepared, to sit down, to negotiate, work through reasonable ways in which all the parties could agree to very specific steps that could be taken in order to move in the different direction that is available. And we hope that that will happen. With respect to lethal assistance, to date, the United States has committed over $118 million in equipment and training to the government of Ukraine to help Ukraine better monitor and secure its border, to operate more safely and effectively, and to preserve and enforce the territorial integrity of their country. U.S. insistence to date includes body armor, helmets, vehicles, night and thermal vision devices, heavy engineering equipment, advanced radios, patrol boats, rations, tents, counter-mortar radars, uniforms, first aid equipment, supplies, other related items, and we continue to increase our assistance over time and as needed. And we will continue to consider a range of security assistance requests from the government of Ukraine, but we have been very clear there is no military solution to the crisis. Our focus on the outset, from the outset, has been on supplying and supporting Ukraine and on pursuing a diplomatic solution that respects Ukraine's sovereignty and its territorial integrity. But any other possibility is on the table. No option has been taken off the table, but at this moment, no decision has been made, and that is not the direction we are moving at this moment. With respect to Israel and the choices